Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another weather forecast, my friends. It is good to see you all. Hope everyone is having a fantastic August 4th today. We got ourselves a bit of activity here popping off in the tropics. We got 3 systems we are watching out here in the Atlantic alone, following another system that's just developed here in the Eastern Pacific, as well as another storm to follow here shortly after. We got a lot of stuff going on in the tropics here, my friends. Also, a little bit of severe weather coming up here. We're going to talk about that as well. Now, guys, before we dive on into the video, if you guys could consider leaving a like for me, it'll be greatly appreciated. You know, these videos do take quite a bit of time, unfortunately, to put together, but I am here for you all, and I want to make sure you all are staying weather aware, and that is what matters. So if you guys could, please consider leaving a like and hitting that subscribe button if you are new, my friends. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Let's see what we got going on here in the weather world. Alrighty, everybody, first things first, we're taking a look here at the tropics on the Atlantic side. We got ourselves newly developed Tropical Storm Dexter here that is kicked off across the eastern side of the Mid-Atlantic, just off the east coast of the Mid-Atlantic here, currently spinning up at 45-mile-an-hour sustained winds, central load down to 1,002 millibars and dropping, and movement is currently to the east-northeast at right around 12 miles per hour or so. Now, this system's really not going to be doing much of anything. It's going to be remaining north of Bermuda, well away from the U.S. coast. Not too worried about Dexter. This system's just going to be kind of a fish storm. So, looking at the forecast track here for Dexter, we are just expecting this system to remain a tropical storm over the next few days, eventually becoming a subtropical system as it rolls its way into the cooler waters here overall. This, once again, will be just north of Bermuda here, just off the coast of the U.S., so really no big issues with this guy. You know, the fishies might have something to worry about, but not really anybody here big concern for this storm. So that's definitely good. We got ourselves a new disturbance, though. This is actually a wave currently rolling off the west coast of Africa. Has an overall 50% chance probability of development here. We got a little bit of a chance here for possible tropical formation throughout the next 7 days. And throughout the next 48 hours, not really expecting any development out here, as we are at a 0% chance overall. Now, this system could be a little bit of something we need to watch over the next several days, as it, you know, could steer its well pretty far to the west, or it could go out in the central Atlantic. There still is a lot of things that are up for grabs right now, which we'll keep an eye on over the next few days. And then lastly, in terms of disturbance 2, this has an overall 30% chance of possible formation, kind of a spin-off here from Dexter, as it could have some impacts down in time, although right now probabilities are pretty low. Overall formation in the next 7 days is a 30%, and probability for the next 48 hours is at a 0%. We'll keep an eye on this one here, but as of right now, I don't see any big concern. All right, everybody, hopping our way over here into the EPAC, or the Eastern Pacific, we have newly developed Tropical Depression 8 here. The system is expected on the forecast track to become a tropical storm here by today. As of right now, Hurricane Center does not expect this thing to become a hurricane, but to be honest with you, I would not be surprised if at some point in the life here, we briefly reach hurricane status. Yeah, I'm going to explain why here in a little bit when we look at the models and stuff, but as of right now, Hurricane Center just has a tropical storm out of the system here. Now, we have another area that we're watching here. This is Disturbance 1. This is a new system rolling off of Central America. Has an overall 60% chance probability of development here throughout the next 7 days here, so it is definitely possible, more than likely. You know, it is in the likely territory, but you know, greater than 50% chance, so it's, you know, likely to occur. But in terms of the next 48 hours, really not a lot of activity out of it. We have a 10% chance overall, so it's not really likely to do anything anytime soon. However, overall, the next 7 days, it is a good possibility, which we're getting ready to look here on the models. Alrighty, everybody, hopping our way over here into the models. Taking a look at the American GFS here, the 06 UTC run here from this morning. You can see Dexter in all of its glory. I don't know what's up with GFS kind of showing that pressure in the 990s this morning. That is not true as we looked earlier here. It's actually at 1,002 millibars here, which I don't know what's going on with the GFS here, you know, to start things. But anyways, but according to GFS, not really a lot with Dexter. You know, it remains away from all areas of land here. Could be a little bit of a fishy concern, but nothing really too crazy going on. Now, in terms of that other disturbance here, GFS wants this thing to kind of work its way over here to the west over the next few days. Obviously, we don't want to go too far down in the models. I don't like to look any further than 150 hours out because, you know, the further you look out, the more inaccurate things do tend to get. So, don't want to, you know, look too far out here. But according to GFS, though, I mean, we are going to see some gradual westerly development, or western movement, I should say, you know, as we work our way over here over the next few days. So, we'll keep an eye on it. Now, in terms of the GFS here with that other system, honestly, the GFS only really kind of shows maybe a brief low developing here, maybe a little bit of a spin up here just off the Carolina coast and maybe out there by Georgia. You know, could drive some storms, maybe some showers or whatnot, but honestly doesn't appear to be a full-blown tropical cyclone or anything like that, at least as of now, which, you know, things change. We'll definitely keep you guys updated. Now, comparing this here with the European ECMWF model here, once again, Dexter kind of chilling out there here, working its way over here to the northeast. Now, this system, according to the Euro, actually could pick up in a bit of strength here. Now, in terms of that low that develops, you can actually see really nothing more than just, like I mentioned, a couple showers, maybe some storm activity or so, but nothing really too full-blown tropical. I'm really not too worried about that system right now, at least from early guidance. Now, once again, if things do change, we'll definitely let you guys know of any new changes that come through here, but not really too worried about it. But we'll keep our eyes peeled here. But in terms of that other disturbance here, according to the Euro, it actually kind of works its way up here into the central Atlantic, kind of unlike what the GFS suggested in a further westerly movement here. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Maybe a few more disturbances popping off here in the future. But once again, we don't really want to look too far down in time, because once again, further you look, the more inaccurate things do tend to get. So it's really good to remember that. And once again, I would not recommend looking anything past 150 hours out here, but unless there's some serious agreement, which there really isn't right now. So we'll just have to see how things go. Alrighty, everybody, slide our way over here into the severe weather side of things here. We got ourselves a level 2 slight risk here for today for potential severe thunderstorm activity here across portions of central and western Nebraska, as well as southwestern South Dakota here, and a little bit of Colorado, a little bit of Wyoming, and a very tiny bit here of extreme southeastern Montana here, and a little bit of extreme northwestern Kansas here in this level 2 threat overall. We do got ourselves 2 areas of 2% chance, so a couple brief spin-up tornadoes are possible, although we're not expecting anything fully blown, no big violent tornadoes or anything like that today, so that's good. But, a couple spin-ups here across Nebraska, maybe a little bit of Oklahoma, a little bit of Colorado, could be quite possible here overall. Now, in terms of damaging winds, we got ourselves a 15% risk across the yellow, 5% chance here across the brown for the same possibility here of wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour or so in terms of wind gusts. And then lastly, in terms of hail, we actually do have ourselves a hatch risk out here for hail, a 15 hatch risk, significant risk for hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater across areas of Nebraska, South Dakota here, a little bit of Colorado, Kansas, a little bit of Wyoming here as well inside of that hatch risk here. So we definitely got to keep an eye out there for that, for some really large hail, which could be a concern. Then outside of the risk area here, you're outside of that hatch risk area, we have the 5% region, which we could see a little bit of hail possible as well, but more kind of in the range here of 1 to 2 inches. Now, working our way over here into tomorrow, got ourselves a pretty little risk here, very big thunderstorm risk here. This light green area here just mentions a couple, booms of thunder possible. Normal summertime thunderstorms can't be ruled out. But in terms of tomorrow's severe weather concern, it's mostly for the northern plains here. We also do have a level 2 threat, though, a little level 2 up here for North and South Dakota. Tornado-wise, tomorrow, not expecting any tornadic activity, thankfully, as of now. In terms of damaging winds, 15% risk across the yellow, 5% across the brown. And in terms of hail, kind of the same threat here overall. So we'll definitely keep an eye out there for the possibility of severe weather here tomorrow as well. Now, working our way over here into Wednesday, there is no full breakdown for severe weather mode, but we do have another risk for severe weather, a level 1 threat for severe weather across the central northern plains and the upper Midwest here, including areas like Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and a little bit here of Minnesota, and as well as a little bit of extreme northwestern Iowa. Now, in terms of the extended range as of right now, we got nothing going on here in days 4 through 8. Actually, I lied. Look at that. Never mind. We have a day 5 risk here. I just noticed here. This is for Friday. Here for South Dakota, a little bit of southeastern North Dakota, and western Minnesota. So we'll definitely keep an eye out there for that. That's actually new. I did not see that before. Well, now you know. We have another risk here for Friday. All right, everybody, thank you all so much for watching here. If you guys did enjoy it, consider leaving a like and hitting that subscribe button if y'all are new. If you guys do want to support us directly, we have our ways of donations down below in the bottom right if you guys want to help us out directly. If not, I totally get it. Just thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. But all right, everybody, well, thank you all for joining. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Y'all have a good day, or rest of your day, I should say. My sleep schedule's been a little messed up, so I've been kind of awake all during the night and stuff, so that's why I'm saying my tonight. But have a great day today, my friends. Hope you all have a wonderful day ahead of you. We'll see you guys in the next update. Thank you all for joining. See you all in the next one.